What's up, guys? Rener Gracie here with Corporal Fernandez at the Arlington Police Training Academy in Arlington, Texas. Gracie Survival Tactics 1 week instructor certification course is well underway, and we thought to make this video to showcase a scenario that we're going over this week that we thought would be very valuable for many of our law enforcement friends out there who haven't had a chance to personally attend this course. This is one technique we wanted to share that is invaluable for CQB situations, close quarter battle situations. So you have your weapon drawn, you're clearing the room, you enter into a room, you don't see the suspect, he comes out of nowhere and their hands are on the barrel. You're very close quarters, you couldn't see it coming, they grabbed the barrel. What's going to happen if I have a wall behind me or a very close quarter situation? I begin to disengage. Traditionally, what we've seen taught, traveling around the world, talking to thousands of officers who do defensive tactics at their departments, is this idea of post, anchor the weapon down low from here, and then fire from this area where supposedly the weapon is out of reach. When we turned up the heat a little bit, we find that they're definitely going to get past this hand and get a hand on the weapon. Do you see? So as long as the barrel's exposed, this person knows their life is in danger. So they're going to do whatever they can to get on this weapon. So one technique that came through incredible collaboration with one of the thousands of officers that we worked through around the country, Craig from northwestern United States, who learned from a guy named Gulla. A really cool technique is this technique, where basically as soon as this happens, and I disengage and I break the grip, I cover the weapon. Okay, I cover my own weapon. So now if I'm holding the barrel of my own weapon and he goes for the barrel of my own weapon, freeze, he has hands on, there's nothing to grab. Look what happens. 1, boom, 2, 3, punch protection, disengage, and shooting from here, boom. Now what's gonna happen here? The weapon will malfunction because the slide won't cycle back. And you'll have to rack the weapon here to be able to shoot it again. But the idea is keeping the close quarters, as they're going for it, your elbows, because he can't grab the barrel, look how easily, boom, boom. If he punches, I can protect my face, I can step in with my elbow, I can pierce, I can disengage and shoot, even if there's a wall, grab the gun. We can do 100%, boom, boom. We can be hitting, we can be cycling, we can be hitting, protecting, all the while keeping my weapon out of his grip. In other words, I have the inside position, a principle of Jiu-Jitsu and a principle of CQB, close quarter battle, that is so incredible. Cover the weapon. Keep ownership of the weapon. Fire from here. Now, I know what many of you are thinking. 2 things. Number 1, what happens if you actually fire the weapon while holding the barrel, right? 2 things you're concerned about. Number 1 is how it's going to injure your hand. Is it even possible or safe to fire a weapon while you're holding it? Number 2 is whether the weapon will cycle, which it won't. But as we know, it's all about a mitigation of risk. If you don't do this, and they get a hold of it, you're in trouble anyways. Now you're fighting for your life, the weapon's gonna be used against you. You have to clear it again. Maybe the second time the knee doesn't work as well. So the idea is you wanna protect your weapon. So it's either the risk of getting it taken from you or the risk of the injury to the hand. So we thought it would be interesting to verify that it is in fact safe to fire your weapon from this position here, okay, this double grip position here on the firearm. It is safe to fire the weapon from here. We did a little test, okay? Or we're going to do a little test and we're going to now show you guys how this actually works. So, friends, come on in please, let me get this stuff. This is a training firearm, so it's safe to work with. This is my headgear. I can't hear you guys anymore, but hopefully you guys can hear me. My friends Charles, Heath, boom, boom, Sean, everyone's here. You have the actual firearm, you can take this one out. Hang on to this one. Come closer please.
The range is hot, the range is hot.
So the same as the replica weapon I was using right now, which was a Glock 17, correct? This is our standard issued Glock 17 for the department?
Correct.
Good. So here, boom, 9mm?
Yes.
Or 40? 9. We're hot right here. Come a little closer, check it out. So the grip that I have is wrapping 2 fingers on the trigger guard, the other 2 fingers on the actual barrel here. Of course, you want to be very careful that nothing enter in front of the barrel. So I'm just fully wrapping the situation right here. You're going to squeeze pretty firmly here. But it's amazing how the firearm is designed so that the actual blast of the actual shell and the bullet is designed to slide the weapon. Anything you do to disrupt that affects it drastically, and it's not designed to overpower these disruptions. It's not designed to be touched at all. So when you grab it, it's surprisingly easier than you would think in terms of a safe operation to have control of the weapon, to be here, and to have your finger in the trigger guard right here. Boom. So we fired around. I use my elbow strikes. I'm moving. At this point, we're racking the weapon, turning, getting rid of the shell, coming back, and we can fire again. The whole point is you have to be able to be fired from here, be safe, and know that it's no big deal. And it's no big deal. Okay? What happens is it moves about 2 millimeters in your grip right here. If you have a solid grip, boom, let it go, slide it, let it go, and you're back into operation from here. Moral of the story, protect the barrel. If you don't get your hand on it first, he will. And then you have a serious fight you don't want to worry about. Okay? Clear? Thank you. Thank you. So my friends, here's what we have to understand. I'm fascinated in my travels around the world, defensive tactics, the training that takes place at different police departments. Every single time I visit a new police department or I have a chance to work with representatives of a different police department, I'm shocked by the differences in training practices, in techniques that are happening around the world. I mean, it's unbelievable. You go to one department in the middle of Missouri, and they literally have never, ever taught their officers how to escape from the mount. You go to the Secret Service, and they're teaching punch block series from the guard. You go to FBI, and they're showing, arm bars and this and that. It's different. Every single department is different. And it's just, I'm so passionate about continuing to pursue and perpetuate the Gracie Survival Tactics, the GST program, because what we get more than anyone else is collaboration opportunity. Right now, this week alone, we're here in Texas. There are 38 police officers representing 38 different agencies. Everyone from military police to FBI, Secret Service, Dallas Police, Fort Worth, Arlington, all across Texas, Alaska. State troopers are here. It's amazing. And they all bring ideas. They all bring incredible opportunities for us to learn what they're doing at their departments. And what I try to do is be a middleman in this operation. I take information that works, I incorporate it into GST, and I introduce it to every other police officer, military, law enforcement organization that I work with. So what I'm saying is this: there are amazing advancements in techniques and training methods that are taking place around the world in the departments who choose to be proactive. Because what they know is this: the enemy is getting smarter every single day. That's a fact. MMA is growing. And the casual MMA fan understands fight principles better than they ever have before. Positional dominance, mount, side mount, guard, takedowns, double legs. Officers are finding themselves in worse and worse positions. So the police departments that are taking that step and learning these techniques and evolving their training methodologies are the ones who are positioning themselves most favorably to get the job done and go home safe at the end of the day. And until every police department is incorporating the most modern, most advanced, and most effective training methodologies, we have a lot of work to do. Okay? Gracie Survival Tactics. If you haven't done it yet because your department is too stubborn and you have a chief or you have a training sergeant who is a taekwondo student or a karate student or a boxing practitioner or a wrestler and they don't want to do anything but what they do, you have to take it upon yourself. Learn the techniques, get exposure to this information, whether it be online through gracieuniversity.com or whether it be coming to a certification course, paying for it for yourself because the police department won't sponsor you. Come get the information, go home, sit down with the chief, mount on the training sergeant and say, hey buddy, how are you going to get out of this situation with your boxing? And when he can't get out, he can't deny the facts. It's up to the officers who are on the front lines, whose lives depend on this information, to get access, bring it home, and speak to, and mount on, and demonstrate, and showcase the techniques to whoever they have to, so that change is made. Imagine if when you leave the police department, by the time you're done, the entire defensive tactics training regimen has been altered based on implementations and techniques that you've adopted from courses that you've done and brought on board. You will have changed something that will change and save lives forever into the future. And that's how you have to look at this. It's not about you. It's about all the officers that will be affected by the new training practices that you've implemented. GST is our defensive tactics program for military and law enforcement professionals all over the world. Has been growing for 18 years now. And over these 18 years, it's evolved and changed drastically based on the feedback from the officer who uses it most. Here's the key. 3 truths that the entire program is based on. GST truth, or the fact, the first fact. The bad guy always has the ambush advantage. You're not going to have the 6-8 foot reactionary gap every day of the week. If you hand off a personal ID or they're transferring a document and the suspect ambushes you, now what? You don't have that range to access your taser the way so many officers think they can do any day of the week. GST truth number 2. never grapple with the suspect by choice. Our philosophy is the best way to get out of a ground fight and access your force options is to understand a ground fight. How can you get out of something you don't understand? You get thrown in the pool, good luck getting out, you don't know how to swim. So if you don't want to drown, learn how to swim. And the same way you can drown in a pool, you can drown in a street fight for your life, especially in harm's way every single day as you military and law enforcement professionals are so often. GST truth number 3. In the street fight, there is no tap out. Unless the suspect is fully neutralized or in handcuffs, the mission has not been accomplished. And Jiu-Jitsu, too many Jiu-Jitsu instructors who are teaching defensive tactics are teaching it as if they're teaching MMA or BJJ for sport, where if they get a submission, the tap out happens, the fight is over. No, there is no tap out. If every single submission, joint manipulation, control hold that we teach does not end in a handcuffing procedure, it's not GST. That's our promise. That's where we've evolved to. And it wasn't always like this, but we're very proud with the product we now have. You can tell by the passion, or what many people call the energy. The bottom line is, guys, it saves lives. It already has. And if you're not learning this, it's up to you. Whoever's watching this, bring it home, talk to the chief, and tell him I sent you. Much respect. We'll see you guys next time.